Mani Padme Hum. Since this is a mantra vlog, I'm going to start with a mantra every time. It ain't over yet. This is a speculation in progress, but it's starting to make sense. Bottom line is the deadly dance of Saturn and Pluto and Mars and Jupiter in Lake Capricorn has been going on for a year. It crested in January when Saturn and Pluto conjuncted. Saturn is the planet of limitation and constriction. Pluto is the planet of decay and rot and the underworld and transformation, transmutation. And when they're together, bad things have a tendency to happen. They were 180 out of phase at 9/11, so that particular pair is problematic. Then along comes Jupiter. The Saturn crested with the Pluto in January and then moved on. And then along comes Jupiter and amplifies the Pluto. That happened on April 4th, in the middle of the crest of the outbreak, at least as far as Washington State is concerned. Well, unfortunately, the Jupiter is going on a ways, and then due to the effect of planetary orbits on a geocentric perspective, it goes backward in the sky, and it goes back over the Pluto and stirs it up again, amplifies all the whatever Pluto's got for us, kind of mayhem and chaos. And that happens on, I think it's June 31, July 1. So that could be a second wave, a resurgence. It could be an entirely other event, but whatever it isn't good. And then Jupiter goes backwards a ways, turns around, goes direct again. And on November the 12th, it passes the Pluto a third time. And it's not cause and effect. These are synchronicity time markers. They're marking out the cycle. The Saturn-Pluto cycle is 30 years. I'm not sure about the Jupiter-Pluto cycle. Anyway, all that is happening in the planetary area, and it's reflected here below with the similar cycles. It's like the cycles of events on the planet seem to be contingent on the configuration of the entire solar system. But that's no help. That just drives off the people that are uninterested. Yeah, I got limited time. I think that this year is something very like what's described in the book of Revelation is the tribulation. And some people are expecting what they call the rapture. The rapture is when people disappear en masse. They are taken up in a flying saucer or some such, not impossible. Then the rest of us are still here below, right? That's the myth. But the biblical basis of it is real shaky. There's a quote in St. Paul somewhere that says, and in a twinkling of an eye, we shall be changed. And that's true, but that's not necessarily referring to the COVID-19 season. You know, every time you make a spiritual evolution, every time you raise your consciousness, you're changed in a twinkling of an eye. I assume other people experience this kind of thing as well, that there are qualitative jumps in the level of consciousness. Something very wonderful is going on here, as well as the difficulties we're having with the virus. How about the songs in Italy on the balcony? That was a kind of mass ecstasy. I've been running into happy people on my walk, and I've been running into fearful people on my walk. Um, it depends on what you make of it. And all I can say so far is we're in for a real interesting year. And I'm going to speculate further about it, and I'll have some more opinion. And that'll be It Ain't Over Yet, Part 2. Still cooking that one. Thank you very much for actually watching this thing. And think about it. We're in an irrevocable transition zone from one world to a brand new world, and it's a year's transition, and it's going to be a little bit crazy. Enough said. Enjoy your day, and away we go.